There's a certain kind of woman you meet in life. One who doesn't flirt loudly, doesn't chase, doesn't throw Herschel Finto your orbit like others do. She's not giggling around you. She's not texting late at night. And she's definitely not posting hints on social media hoping you'll notice. In fact, if you didn't know any better, you'd think wasn't interested at all. But harass paradox. She's the one who feels the most. She's the one who thinks about more than she wants to admit. She's Theon, whose heart races when you walk in a room, but whose pride won't let eye chow on her face. 'Cause when a woman likes you deeply, it's not casual. It's not fun and games. It's personal, it's raw, and it terrifies her. It's yet normal around you, or even distant. Skymut, avoid your eyes. She might keep things light and detached, but underneath its surface is a whirlwind of emotion she's trying to control because of deep down she knows you're different, and different means dangerous. Different means she could get hurt. Different means she might lose control. And so instead of leaning in, she pulls back. But here's what most men miss. Even when she hides it, her feelings leave behind a trail. In her eyes. In her tone. In her body language. In her silence. And once you understand how to read that trail, you'll never again left wondering what's really going on. So, in this video, I'm going to show you the 7 hidden behaviors that women display when they secretly like you deeply, but don't want any on. These aren't the obvious signs you've heard 1,000 times. These are the subtle patterns, the hidden confessions, the emotional reflexes that betray watches too proud or too afraid to say out loud. If you've ever felt like a woman liked you, but was pulling away at some time. If you've ever sensed a connection but couldn't figure out why she suddenly became colder, quieter, or more formal, you're about to understand exactly why and what to do next. Let's dive in. Most men walk through life blind to what's right in front of them. They wait for the obvious signs. They wait for a woman to be direct, clear, and expressive. They wait for words. But there's the truth most men never learn. The deeper her feelings go, the quieter she becomes. Because even when a woman truly likes you, not casually, not playfully, I'll text them back in a few hours, kind of liking, but the deep ceiling kind that touches her emotionally. She doesn't become louder about it. She becomes more careful. Suddenly, she's overthinking every move. She's trying not to stare. She's trying not to let her voice shake. She's trying to pretend she's fine when she's standing inches away from the one. Manwo's got her heart beating out off rhythm. And in her mind, that's so far because real desire isn't just exciting, it's destabilizing. It threatens her emotional control. It awakens parts of her she's been trying to keep buried, and it makes her ask terrifying questions. What if he doesn't feel the same? What if I show too much too soon? What if I open myself and get thawed again? So what does she do? She hides it. She masks it with indifference. She builds walls with politeness. She turns down the volume of her body language while her heart pounds behind the silence. And this is where 99% of men go wrong. They assume she's not interested. They assume her distance means disconnection. They assume her coldness means move on. But for the few men who have developed the discipline of awareness, the calm Stoic ability to observe subtle energy shifts, to feel her without needing her to speak, to notice the signs she doesn't even realize she's giving, Thosman, they see the truth. And because see what most can't, they become what most women never find. This video is for that man. The man who doesn't chase. The man who doesn't beg for attention. The man who watches theorem in silence and reads everything loud and clear. Today I'm going to show you the hidden behaviors women display when they like you deeply but can't admit it. These aren't the tricks or cliches. These are the emotional fingerprints of real female desire, that patterns that escape even the most emotionally guarded women. Because while her lips may stay silent, her body will speak, her energy will shift, and her eyes will tell the whole story. But on Leaf, you're wise enough to notice. Let's get into it. Let's get into us emotionally guarded. Right when you expect openness at first glance, Che seems polite, maybe even cold. She makes small talk, laughs at the right moments, and carries herself with confidence. But the moment things get real, when you'll look her in the eyes, ask a question that cuts deeper, or say something's inser, her entire energy shifts. She pulls back, her posture tightens, her tone becomes safer, more calculated. Shara directs the conversation or brushes it off with humor. Now, most men misinterpret this as a lack of interest. But the truth? She's emotionally guarding herself because she likes you too much and she doesn't want to give that part away. You've triggered something real in her, and real scratch her. It's not being cold. It's protecting herself from a feeling that's quickly growing beyond her control. And instead of expressing it, she retreats behind a mask of distance. The more she senses your emotional intelligence, the more she tests you not to play games. Budo C, can you handle the fire behind her silence, or will you misread her like every other man has before too? She tries to hide her attention, but her subconscious keeps giving her a way. She'll pretend not to look at you'll talk to others while you're nearby. She might not even say hello when you enters room. But then you catch her glancing when she thinks you're not watching. You feel her presence around you more often than coincidence allows. She laughs at your jokes, even when she's not part of the conversation. She positions herself where she can hear you, since you feel your energy without ever saying a word to you. Why? Because she's interested, but she doesn't want you or anyone else to know. So she does what so many emotionally intelligent women do when they're overwhelmed by her strong attraction. She starts managing her presence around you, hiding behind a normal behavior. While her entire nervous system is begging for connection, she's paying attention to you. Your words, your tone, your energy, all of it. Even when her eyes avoid yours, her focus is razor-sharp dotent. Here's the hidden truth. The woman woe avoids you the most might be the one woe's thinking about you the most. 3. She overcorrects into formality just to keep herself composite. There's a moment when a woman realizes you've impacted her emotionally, not just physically, not just intellectually, but emotionally. And when that happens, something strange occurs. She doesn't flirt more. She becomes more formal, almost mechanical, polished, distant. It's her shield. To avoid casual touches, she'll stop joking as much. She'll speak carefully, not because she wants to push you away, but because she wants trying to stay composed while her feelings are spiraling underneath the surface. This is the paradox. The deeper her attraction runs, the more proper she becomes, as if professional distance could suppress emotional intimacy. If treating you like a stranger could quiet fire inside her. And yet, the signal ways leak through. The hesitation in her voice, the unnecessary boundaries, the constant self-correction. It's not rejection, it's restrained. And it means you're more powerful in her world than she's ready to admit. For Shamira's you, not consciously, but instinctivize one of the most primal signs of connection. When someone's emotionally sensed with you, they begin to unconsciously copy your body language, rhythm, tone, and gestures, even your breathing. And when a woman likes you deeply but is trying to keep it hidden, mirroring becomes a silent leak of her suppressed emotions. She might said the way you sit, cross her legs when you do, sip her drink after you sip yours, not your emotional energy when you speak. This isn't flattery. It's not manipulation. It's chemistry that's too strong to contain. It's her emotional system attuning to yours, even when her words say nothing at all. And here's where the Stoic man pays attention. You don't look for what she says. You read how she moves around you, how she responds to your stillness, how she matches your calm without realizing. That kind of subconscious sensing is never fake. Raw attraction bleeding through. The mask of normally. 5. She brings up other men, but watches euclidly when she does when a woman likes you but is trying to gauge your interest or protect her pride. She may mention other men in passing. Maybe she says a went on this date. My friend said something funny. Men are the worst. But here's the key. She isn't telling you about those men. She's watching you. She wants to know, are you listening? Are you affected? Do you seem disinterested or possessive? Do your eyes shift? Do you stay calm? It's not a game. It's emotional laconus. She's trying to read ya without exposing herself because if she's fallen for you. She's also afraid of falling alone. And so she passionately, cautiously, intentionally. And if you remain steady, unfazed, masculine, curious, but not reactive, you show her something powerful. You're a kind of man who doesn't flinch. And that's exactly the kind of man she secretly wants to open up to. 6. She tells you have stories. Then retreats into safety. One moment she's telling you about her childhood, the next she's changing the subject. 1 minute she gets vulnerable, then immediately pulls back with a laugh or a joke. This ice emotional exposure in real time, she gives you a glimpse of her heart. The second she feels seen, she hides a tag-in. Why? Because you've touched a nerve. You've accessed a space inside her that most men never reach. And as she wants to go deeper, she's afraid of what you'll see and whether you'll stay. So, she gives Yal's breadcrumbs of depth, tiny tests off safety dots, silent invitations for connection masked as casual stories. Bootif. You respond with calm presence. Norash, no pressure, no judgment. That's when she begins to trust you with the rest of the story. And once a woman trusts you emotionally, she starts giving you something even more valuable than her attention, her truth. Point 7, she disappears emotionally, not to reject you, but to contain her self-fears, the hardest one to accept and the most misunderstood. Sometimes when a woman truly likes you, she distances herself emotionally, physically. Suddenly, no warning. No obvious reason, just a shift. You'll feel her fade from your world, okay? You'll assume she's lost interest. But the reality, she's overwhelmed by the depth of her feelings and her first instinct is control. She needs space to think. To analyze. To protect her dignity. To make. She's not falling for a man who might not fall back. This silence isn't rejection. It's self-preservation. She's stepping away to keep her emotions from overtaking her judgment. And her rest paradox. If you chase, she runs faster. If you panic, she clusters. But if you stay calm, grounded in your masculine stillness, she feels safe. She remembers why she felt so drawn to you in the first place. And eventually, she returns, not with wolves time, but with curiosity. Because you've shown her that emotional diff doesn't have to mean emotion alsace. So now that you've seen the signs, you understand what most men ever will. That when a woman likes you deeply, it doesn't always look like what to expect. It's not always flirty. It's not always obvious. It's not always loud. Sometimes it's a subtle silence, a sudden distance, a careful glance, a quiet shift in energy that speaks louder than any words could. And the difference between the average man and the grounded, emotionally aware man is that the average man gets confused, impatient, or insecure. Hanidi's answers. He wants proof. He chases what's already trying to come toward Hyman. In doing so, pushes it away. But the high-value man, the stoic man, he doesn't rush. He doesn't demand. He observes, he senses, he waits, because Heno's attraction isn't always shown. Sometimes it's hidden because it's real. And if she's hiding how she feels about you, that alone is a sign that you've stirred something deeper. Just surface level interest. So don't overreact. Don't question your worth. Don't chase after clarity. That time will reveal. Instead, remain calm, remain grounded, and let her enter just show you what her words won't be able to hide, Itanamore. Now, if this video hit something in you, if it gave you insight I've never heard before, if it helped you finally decode what a certain woman may be feeling, don't leave without doing one small thing. Tap that like button, not for the algorithm, but to tell me you're one of the few men who actually gets it. Hit subscribe if you're ready to leave behind surface-level dating advice and step into a deeper understanding of feminine psychology, traction, and stoic masculinity. Don't click that bell icon so you don't miss what's coming next. Because here on Stoic Paradox, we don't play games. Webmaster, the inner world. And if there's a woman in your life right now who's been sending mixed signals, confusing energy, or emotional puzzles, let me know in the comments. I read everything. I respond when I can, and I always keep it real. Remember, this real connection isn't loud, it's subtle, it's emotional. It's stoic.n. Once you learn to read between the lines, you'll never gain mistake distance for. Descenderist. Until next time, stay calm, stay clear, stay grounded. This is Stoic Paradox, and you've just unlocked a level Mosman never reach. I'll see you in the next one.